Facebook. This hangout on air is live. Yes, g'day, ladies and gentlemen. Kitty Broom here. A little bit of an earlier time slot today, and the reason we're early is that our special guest today is none other than our very own Claudia Eifert, who is in Panama, and it's 11 o'clock for her time. So the last time I tried to get her on when we had Bill on last week, it would have been about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's a little bit too early or a little bit too late, depending if you're coming home, or if you're getting up early to go to work, either one of the others. Now, it's just myself and Claudia today. Paul Weeks, who's normally on, he can't make it today, and Bill can't make it either. He's in Dubai, and it's a little bit too early for him too. He likes to have a bit of a sleep in. I know, he doesn't get up till about 7 or 8, I don't think. That's what he told me last time. So we're live on YouTube too. If you've got any questions, folks, just fire away and let us know what you'd like to know about. And I'm sure Claudia can help us out there. So it's a very good evening, good afternoon, good evening to you, Claudia, or good morning to wherever people are. How's things with you? Haven't seen you for a little while.
I know. Hi, Kitty. I know. I'm so sorry, but yes, like 3 or 4 a.m. That's like, oof. You know, if I'm partying, but I'm not a party girl, so that's why I sleep at this time. And so I apologize for that, to not coming on board.
All good. And how's things with you the last few weeks? Been busy?
Very good. We had yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was Saturday here. Yesterday we had a really great event here in the Sotis Hotel, which we always do Saturdays, and it was really good. Great people. Was full house. I mean, it was really full house, empty. It was empty. If no empty spots. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, 99% Venezuela. So I'm in Panama, but 99% people from Venezuela. And yeah, so we set up a lot of accounts, new accounts, and you know, they all want to get in because they're looking for solutions, and we are the solutions, because they all mine, as I always have said in my webinars. They all mine already, or they heard about mining and they want to buy physical mines, you know, basically they're in their own house, but they realize it is not anymore worthwhile, so it's way better to do cloud mining.
Right. Okay. So that's the interest levels, regardless of the price of Bitcoin, the interest levels are still very, very high about the actual business concept of mining.
Sure. I mean, why not? It has nothing to do with it. So, I mean, you still make a great return. You don't make the returns we had in October, November, December last year, because simply difficulty rate wasn't that, and Bitcoin price was, of course, outstanding high. But you still get a better return than in a bank. And I mean, look at this, like, for example, to change a dollar in Venezuela, it would cost you, some years ago, it was 7 bolivars for $1. It is now 300,000 bolivars for $1. So, I mean, you know, they're looking. They all have some money somehow or somewhere sitting in US accounts and so on, and they looking, and it's a different world, Kitty. I mean, they buying GPU rigs, they buying ASIC rigs. Yesterday I had a couple with them talking. They just got 3 rigs, 2 of them damaged. So they want to start in this business because they're looking for ways to make money, and they know the only way for them in Venezuela is cryptocurrency. There is no way, there is no business. You have a country cut off, no business, just cryptocurrency. Oh
wow! Now that'd be, as Bill mentioned, about the adoption of Bitcoin around the rest of the world. I managed to find an article that and it was on CoinDesk. I think I posted it on my page the other day. Now it was CoinDesk something or other, one of those ones. Mm-hmm. And they had said
CoinDesk.com.
Yeah. No, BitcoinMarketJournal.com. How many people use Bitcoin? And their figures that they'd gone had led to the story that they thought there was about 28.5 million Bitcoin accounts. Taking into account that a few people have got multiple accounts, they said there's probably around about 20 million people involved in Bitcoin at the moment. So that's not a great deal, if that's the correct figure. 20 million. That's about 4% of the world's population. Now, Paul Weeks did have figures from the US. There's about 8% of people in the USA are involved in cryptocurrency. That's a reasonable size, but across the world, 4%, that's hardly anything at all. And considering where these third world countries are coming into exactly the same situation that you're talking about, then the room for growth over the next 18 months to 2 years is where it's all at. It's all people saying, yeah, we'll get into cryptocurrency because life in general for other opportunities here is virtually non-existent, like you're saying in Venezuela.
Well, it's non-existent. They can't do other business. Every business closed. They don't produce anything anymore. They can't also import. It's very hard. I mean, no, it's all shut down. All businesses are shut down. They have nothing, and the only currency they accept is Bitcoin, Ethereum, or of course, if you're lucky, you got some dollars still there, but you have to change it in the black market again, like $1 for over 300,000 bolivares. Which is absolutely crazy. So, and then you can go to the black market and you can buy the dollar like for 300% above market price.
Wow, that's well, that's something. Obviously, people living in Europe, although some parts of Europe are not in crash hot shape. Countries like Australia, I guess there is opportunity still to make a living through either work or trying to create a business. Because the economy is reasonably stable, even though the rates are low, the interest rates are pretty reasonably low now. Or if you want to borrow money there, that's where you've got to pay. Credit cards and stuff like that's 23%, 24% in Australia. But putting money in the bank, they only give you 3% a year. So if you put $10,000 in, you're only getting like $300 back or something for every year.
Yeah, and so I mean, therefore, like the mining is absolutely, that's the way they're gonna go in, and they bearing the risk of importing, you know, those machines, and they don't even, you know, some have no idea, but you have a lot of, you can contract a service which installs the mining equipment at home and mines for you. So they don't even have some of them a Bitcoin wallet I talked to, but yet they have ordered from China rigs and invested $10,000 in it. They don't even know. They don't even have a Bitcoin wallet. But that's what they do because they are desperate of generating income, of generating returns. And they're desperate. And so, sure, I mean, what we have, and, you know, we were just AMP, the big news media agency, they just, of course, basically had interviewed Genesis, which basically all throughout Latin America was actually in the news. I have the newspaper here, actually. 1 second, I'm going to show it to you. So it was actually in the news there. And so they of course, and you know, everything is built on trust here. So they slowly starting around and they actually building the trust with them, and they like what we have. And I don't have the newspaper here, so I don't know where it is. Sorry, but I had it somewhere. Anyway, so no, it's good. We're really building here very well, and definitely, I mean, still profitable. We know cryptocurrency by the end of the year. I mean, I'm a big believer Bitcoin will be turning around. But today is a big day, and Bill is preparing from 7 o'clock on for the huge pre-launch in Dubai of the new ICO.
All right, the ICO, Swiss Gold Global.
Well, it's a different name, but it is Swiss Gold Global.
So our own ICO. Now, is that today's Monday? Obviously, Bill's in Dubai, is he?
Yeah, 7 o'clock they start. It's an exhibition from the government, and they have been invited to actually launch it there.
All right, that's very exciting. Now, the Bill is doing a hangout. He's doing a hangout tomorrow night, is he? Normally does a Tuesday night.
Yeah, I'm doing it, and Bill is coming on board. Yeah, of course, it will be tomorrow night. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. So obviously, if people want to find out maybe a little bit more about that information from yourself and Bill, then make sure they join the webinar through your back office. Go in there and register for that particular webinar. Now it'll be 4 a.m. in the morning for me.
No, because it's going to be later. We do it now so that Australia, we did it the last few weeks so that Australia actually can participate, because we do it 10 o'clock German time, which is another 10 hours ahead. So it's like 7 or 8 o'clock in your morning.
All right. Okay. It just shows 11th of April, shows on Wednesday morning, 4 a.m. So that might correct itself when I go to the event page and actually log in. So is there any, can you tell us a bit about what's going on there? Or I know it's probably the launch is, if it's tomorrow or tonight, then it's pretty top secret what's going on. But is this going to be a fantastic add-on or a game changer for us as members at Swiss Gold Global, or it's just going to add to our company and allow it to grow even more into this space? What's happening?
Well, it's going to be a game changer, obviously. I mean, it's going to get, totally going to be a game changer, because, you know, everything will change. So from the branding, from the name, from, you know, everything will basically change with Swiss Gold Global, of course. And with that ICO, with this token. Yeah, I mean, I'm just reading through it. I just got the white paper today, so I'm the lucky one who got it first. So, you know, and I saw already the website, so it's all very well in the works. And I hope we can give you a preview, sneak preview, or however you call it, very, very soon. It's good. It's going to be exciting. I mean, very good people on board, very professional people on board. And hey, I mean, come on, to be launched by the government of the UAE, to be invited for that, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it absolutely is a big deal. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, it's just another, as you say, a game changer for our business that allows us to expand into, we're obviously heavily into gold and silver, cryptocurrency mining, now ICO coming on board. Obviously, there's so many opportunities within this space, and it's great to have build all these contacts and have the invite from UAE government to launch there. That is a big deal. So that's obviously great to be, as a member of Swiss Gold Global, to have all this this action, if you like, this sustainability coming into our business. 10 years old, and we're growing even further, growing bigger as we speak, as we go along. Now that's great. Now, is there any other news that you can impart on us members to let us know what's going on at the moment?
Well, what's going on the moment, we have also, I believe, in 2 weeks, one of our great affiliates here and Shazad, they're going to do a meeting. I'm not sure if I fly in or Bill flies in, because I have to go to Colombia as well for a meeting myself. So I'm not sure if I can do or Bill can do, but it's on the 22nd of, April in Birmingham. There is an event.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, which is going to be great. But yeah, I'm just not 100% sure if I'm going to be there. So that's exciting. Regards, of course, to the payout contracts on Ethereum. I mean, everybody hopefully saw the video from Philip, from Genesis, Philip Salter of Genesis. So we are still there. And I saw some, of course, comments that some people switched it from the Ethereum payouts to actually be paid out of Bitcoin. So for me, some it works, but for some others don't. So we can't generalize that. We talked just about that, Kitty, before. So, you know, eventually those problems will be fixed. I have no doubt about that. And we just have to really help people understand that this is just the way it is right now for the Ethereum. As of Bitcoin payouts, again, like, you know, I see it's going to be great. I mean, still Bitcoin, of course, is at 7,000 range. It's sort of struggling to go above, but I'm not really much worried. I don't think it doesn't look so much that the difficulty rate will go up so much the next few weeks. So yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm good.
Yeah, I did. I was one of the people having problems with the Ethereum payouts. I did change from Bitcoin to be paid out in Ethereum a number of months ago. I've changed back again. But through my support ticket through Swiss Gold Global, they replied to me a couple of times over the last few weeks, and I've started getting payments in Ethereum. I got 2 payments in Ethereum on the same day for my Ethereum contracts. And then I've noticed that once I switch back to Bitcoin, I've noticed my payments are showing in my back office every day now. So I'm virtually back on track again. I've just got to double check with the payments that I've received are actually what I believe I've been missed there. The Bitcoin ones, they're just rock solid. They're getting paid every day. I noticed there's a slight up and down every day, just a minute. It's not exactly the same payment every day. Sometimes if Bitcoin goes up a little, we get a little bit more. If the difficulty rate goes up a little bit more, get a little bit less. But sometimes when the price is basically the same, it does waver a little bit based on maybe is that the hash rate or the difficulty rate, and the fees are a little bit lower now, and plus the rate. There's all these probably 3 or 4 things now that contribute to what we get our payout for the day. Is that right? Many things now?
Correct. There's many things. It's also the different pools they are mining in. So sometimes the pool which has more hash rate gets a little bit more. Some another pool they may mine gets a little bit less. So this has of course it's influence. Sorry, I'm like my mind is still Spanish. I'm sorry. It's still in the Spanish mind since I've lost my English words. So the pools, the different, that's Genesis pool. Always mines in 2 pools, but sometimes when one pool gets a little bit bigger, they switch to another pool, and it also depends on how much, of course, the pool, how many bitcoins basically they're getting, right, and then the price. So it mines. The Bitcoin mines 24 hours, and sometimes just right when the mining basically finished, so that it's going to be paid out, also the mining drops, the price drops. So this is many factors.
Yeah. Just on that, the mining pools that Genesis are in. Someone said, "Oh, I try to search for Genesis mining in the mining pools." The diagram with all the segments of all the mining companies, and they can't see Genesis mining there. I know it's been explained before, but it's good to maybe repeat this for the people who are watching today, that why can't you see Genesis mining mentioned in that segmented pool diagram online?
Yeah, simply they just choose to not disclose that. And when you go to Genesis mining website and you go to customer support, there are FAQs, and you can actually click on that FAQ where they explain it. So they don't want to disclose that. And then also, see what's happening is, of course, we are in cryptocurrency, the protocol of Bitcoin, the consensus. When read the white paper and you read about the consensus. So the different pools have a different weight. When a pool gets too big, well, what's happening is that pool gets too powerful, which of course then could bring a little bit an imbalance to the whole ecosystem of Bitcoin. Because remember, it's not a ruler or government by anybody. It's by the community, by the whole people who are owning the different Bitcoins. And so that's why they don't want to disclose that. What they do is when they see one pool becomes too powerful, becomes too big, they switch it to another pool to keep the ecosystem in balance. And so we know some of the companies are like, I don't need to mention it now, but I guess everybody knows one of the mining companies, which also has sort of a rev share system behind. They put it there, and they often mention, why is Genesis not in the pool? That's absolutely nonsense. They are in different pools. They just don't disclose it because they don't see. Genesis is pretty big, and Genesis is one of the largest there. If they would disclose it, and so they don't want to show how much power and basically they have, because again, this is all about being a good crypto citizens. It's all about being and bringing balance to the ecosystem and not be too big, because then you can have too much impact and maybe even for changes on the protocol. So that's really the reason.
Yeah. Now, is there any mention just on the pools and everything and different Bitcoin Cash? Genesis mentioned a couple of months ago that they may be looking, or they were looking to get involved in the mining of that in a few months. Now, it's been a few months. Is there any word on anything happening there?
So they are, but the priority for Genesis is right now, and that's why we haven't got it yet. And we said we would get it, we would get it, we would get it. But first of all, it's not anymore that profitable. Bitcoin is still more profitable, right? Because obviously Bitcoin Cash also had a significant drop. But really what Genesis is doing right now is they want to get the Ethereum payouts in order, which is the highest priority, which takes a huge amount of development. To working with the Ethereum blockchain developers together to find the solution for that. And so why bring on more things if you got to really fix and do some in-house work? So they want to get this fixed, and then it's going to come again.
Yeah. Now, just on the mining farms, the Swedish farm that we saw Dr. Marco String do the video from, is that fully operational? Do you know, is like that 100% in use, or they're still bringing on, do you know that information at all?
No, I just know that this farm is not a Bitcoin farm.
The one in Sweden
is not Bitcoin. It's only altcoins.
Only altcoins. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So
they had parallel built Bitcoin mining farms in China.
So they've expanded their Chinese operation as well. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
But you can't disclose too much in China.
No, probably. Yeah, you're right. Very, very true. All right, fantastic. That's good to know. Good to know that. Well, that's interesting that the Swedish operation is the altcoin operation. Now they'll be building another big one somewhere else, and obviously the partnership we've got coming up in the second half of the year as well. They're going to be assisting us with the technical side. Is that correct?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Their technical expertise and so on. That's what we will use from Genesis. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're almost there. The first quarter's over, and I spoke to Bill about this last week about the first quarter going. It's gone very, very quickly. January, February, March, bang. We're already the 9th of April already. It's going lightning. So we're into the second quarter. From your point of view, you've been sort of around gold and silver for 10 years now, cryptocurrency for 18 months, coming up to this 2 years. What's your thoughts about this next quarter where we go? Do you think that we can see some little bit? I know it's a crystal ball question, but it's just gone over 7,000. Obviously, everyone's looking for Bitcoin to stabilize around about 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I know that I've got a strong belief that the second half of 2018 will see an increase because big countries like Venezuela and Panama will just accelerate the acceptance. And as more people talk and promote about not so much the programs, but just Bitcoin itself, and people understand, well, what is Bitcoin? The growth will go there, and people will start buying Bitcoin, small amounts, $20, $30, $50, $100, and
they buy more here. Forget that, Kitty.
Say that again.
There's no 20, 30 bucks. I mean, what do you do in Panama with 20, 30 bucks? Like, you do nothing.
Nothing. So
Panama is more expensive than Australia.
What's a cup of coffee in relation in dollars wise then? How much?
Well, a small cup of coffee costs you $4.50. A larger cup of coffee costs you $6.50.
American. Wow. So it's about $10 Australian for a cup of coffee.
Yeah. A small piece of cake costs you $7.
Wow. Jeez. All right. So people are going to be buying Bitcoin, then they buy $100 or $200 or $1,000 to try and get some value of just holding Bitcoin?
Not really $100. We talk about thousands of dollars if they buy.
Okay, good. Well, that's good because the adoption of Bitcoin in these other countries, apart from the standardized countries that people are getting involved with the currency now is where the growth is going to come of the adoption in that particular country through promotion of Bitcoin itself as a cryptocurrency, and people wanting an opportunity for it just needs to start growing from the price now, which is 7,150 on coincap.io. It's about 2.3% increase over the last 24 hours. And that's probably a good percentage of it. It was going to go up 2 to 3% a day. I think that'd be reasonably strong growth that everyone would get pretty excited about and bring more people on. So back to the question of the next 3 months or the next 3 to 6 months, can you see the growth coming into the business, into our business, but also into cryptocurrency, people being more aware?
I think so. I mean, here, for example, the next big event in Panama is a fintech event. It's called Panama Chain. And you have Andreas Andropoulos coming for the first time here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's kind of going to come here, and it's organized with blockchain, and we may present our token there as well. So this is going to be a big event. Yeah, I mean, you see the more acceptance there again, like the shops all around Panama City. I mean, the old town, more and more shops are actually accepting Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. That's, of course, that's a fact. But yeah, there's more money coming into that. But I also, you know, we can't also underestimate gold. I think once gold breaks through the 1,380 price range, which, you know, it's sort of sitting at 1,350. I mean, I'm a big believer gold will go through again to 1,800, and then it will go through, has of course space, room to grow, to break that barrier. There's a lot of things going on in geopolitics. I mean, we see China now don't want to trade anymore in the US dollar. China is now trading in the yuan for petrol. We had last week the first plane now, Air China flies into Panama. You know, Panama is the biggest hub, is the largest free trade zone for Latin America, so that's the entry door. So they are now, of course, the Panama government, they opened up to China for the first time. They actually did this deal last year. So meaning, like, we will get a lot of trade here, and of course, Chinese, what do they like? Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yes, exactly, yeah.
Definitely. So, you know, I see in both fields, in the gold as well as in Bitcoin. We're gonna see changes. Of course, we don't know when those changes, but we're gonna see changes, definitely. And then, of course, with our ICO, when this new platform comes, I mean, we will have a asset token, meaning, you know, where real assets are involved. Real assets, well, what is real assets? Real assets, they make you money, don't they? Because they're real assets, not just like a whatever coin or token. So I'm really excited. I'm actually very pumped. I'm just like, you know, I'm German, so I can't show it so much. Still my excitement.
Yeah. Now we get the feeling through the camera there that things are going well with you. You are excited about the opportunities, and it's good. It's good for us as members to hear from you and Bill on a regular basis to really understand what we're doing, trying to building generational wealth. And that has a couple of components. And now with the ICO, there's an additional component being added, which is a benefit to us as members, strengthens the company, and also exposes the company to more people who want to get involved, which strengthens us as a brand. And if you're a member of a very, very strong brand, then that can strengthen and help your business grow, which is what we all want to do. We want to grow, be successful, and live the life that we've often thought about that we should be living, but in the early days have maybe tried and not succeeded, or tried and failed, and then tried again and tried again. And a lot of people in that boat who've tried multiple times. And this is where I think we can help a lot of people out, Claudia, that there are people I see when I'm browsing through Facebook, watching videos and listening to people's comments via email feedbacks, that people have tried multiple businesses online and not one or two or three. I asked some people in a live Facebook Live I did. One person said they'd tried 33 different businesses online. And I said, wow, 33. You'd have to be very, very busy to try and look after 33. But it was sort of one after the other after over a couple of years. And none of those were successful. So for that person to actually be keep going and to keep looking for a business that they could become successful in, as opposed to just try once or twice, give up, and everything's a scam online. To have the fortitude to keep going, that's a real plus, actually, to find someone who's got the motivation to keep going, even when they got knocked back so many times, or tried and failed. The one person that is the best in the world for ever doing that is Colonel Sanders' Kentucky Fried Chicken. He got over 1,000 knockbacks, as you know, with his 11 secret herbs and spices before somebody said yes. So he never gave up, and he was into his late 60s, early 70s before Kentucky Fried Chicken as a franchise took off, and he's a multi-millionaire within a couple of years. Well, I don't particularly want to wait till I'm early 70 to be successful. I think I'll rely. I think I'm going to go for 2018 as the year I get super successful, and we're heading that way slowly but surely. That's the thing that people have got to realise with our contracts. They are getting paid out. The returns may not be as crash hot as you mentioned the last 3 months of last year, but 2018, we passed the first quarter. Everyone, yourself and Bill, are confident the next second quarter, third quarter of the year, and certainly the last quarter, I think, would probably be the everything coming together. Do you think the last 3 months of this year? Would that be right?
Yeah, I mean, when I read the white paper here, let me just go to my white paper again. That is the roadmap. The roadmap map is actually, let me just go there. Yes, the roadmap is that. So the roadmap is really in July to be out with the new platform and so on. So basically, that is the roadmap. And then actually, still in the second quarter, it's basically that we launch it to our affiliates, and in the third quarter that we have it actually. Then basically it's all, it's big time out, but we already launched it to our affiliates in the second quarter, which is of course now. So it should be very, very soon. We're getting close with here lots of things. So we have been really extremely quiet, and not like other companies where they all do this announcement. We haven't done this because there's lots of legal stuff to be done, in the background, lots of regulatory stuff to be done in the background. So it's not just so easy to do it, but it's looking very good. I'm very excited. I believe, if you really again, that's the point of that. What do you want? What's your focus? What's your goal? Remember, where your focus goes, where your energy goes, and your focus, of course, this is where then the business will grow logically. And you can't just go in this and this and look at this and look at this and look at this. You will confuse people. You're confusing people, and people will not follow you, and people will not even trust you. And people will, this goes there and this and this. No, I have been really loyal 10 years. I have not looked sideways, not anywhere. I mean, I would never anyway. So, but why? This has built my success because I'm just really focused. I trust. I believe. There's always good times. There's always bad. There's always good times. There's always bad times. There's no cold without hot. It's just the way it is, isn't it? But long term. And I know you don't want so long term, but I mean, what is long term? Long term in Bitcoin is maybe by the end of the year that Bitcoin is already up like amazingly. And then, of course, you should take some profit, which you actually have been doing. I know, Katie, you have been taking profit when Bitcoin was up, wasn't it?
Yes. From my mining, I've taken profit every day, basically, and it hasn't stopped over the last 10.5 months that I've been receiving Bitcoin through my computer power contracts. You've hit the nail on the head that you yourself have been consistent for 10 years, and along that way you've enjoyed the success of being consistent. and you've used that successfulness, the profits you made to make more profit, to compound to where everything is rolling along. And you've done that, as you said, told us many times, and Bill, just by helping people. What I find is that most people start in the online space or to do something out of the bricks and mortar. Not many people start their own business in bricks and mortar, such as I used to have a couple of food shops in Sydney. I had a limousine business as well. So they were physical.
I heard about that one.
Yeah. Very long hours running that, 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, having to be on call to your clients. Even with the food shops, the same thing, 7 days a week, 18 hours a day. So a lot of people don't want to get involved that deeply, so they don't start their own business, but they'll work for somebody. And then when they get sick of working for somebody, where the conditions are not good enough for them, the money they're earning is not good enough for them to support their family or do what they want, then they'll look to something online. And through your experience of starting online, most people have failures. They pick the wrong company. They don't do enough due diligence. They don't find out about the company. They don't speak to the owners. They jump in headlong to a business and put money in, and then when it doesn't work, they'll blame the company. You have to go through, I believe you have to go through a few losses to obviously to take that experience and bank that in the back of your mind to say, well, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to be more careful, especially if you're only risking a couple $100. That doesn't, it's when people tell me they put $50,000 and $100,000 into businesses when they haven't really done the due diligence, then that really sends a cold shudder down my spine of, why would you commit that much money to a business that you don't know, you never met the owner, and it's something online that's just in a laptop. So as people go along, they learn as they're earning, and then when they do find a company that they can completely trust and believe in, which is not very often. That's the thing, out of hundreds of thousands of businesses. I'm so glad I found Swiss Gold Global and yourself and Bill, because the ability to listen to yourself and Bill as the owner on a weekly or every 2 weeks, understand how the business is traveling, what the plans are, and be almost like a bricks and mortar business where the interviews we're having now, the hangouts now, are just like staff meetings really, or staff hangouts, or what you normally do in a regular business of bricks and mortar, where you're hearing from the owner all the time about how the budget's going, how the business is going. This is our plan for the next quarter, blah, 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 blah. And then Bill and yourself do 2 hangouts a week. So this is extraordinary as far as what people are used to seeing online, but it's actually more like an offline business, the way you treat this with the members, which sets us apart from so many other businesses. So the mere fact you've been for 10 years and Bill's started 10 years ago, then if you can be consistent, once you find the business that you believe can help you be financially successful, which once you get to that stage, everything just folds away. Once you're financially successful on a regular basis with your income coming in and part-time passive income, then all the other dramas you have in life financially all melt away. And that just allows you to help more people with more time. So I think this year, having joined last year, I know a lot of people, thousands have joined just in the last 12 to 18 months, Swiss Gold Global, in the cryptocurrency side of the business, that this year will really set a lot of people free. That's the feeling I've got. I don't know about you. You speak to lots more members than I do face-to-face, because you travel around a lot. Is that the feeling you get, that people are really excited about the opportunities for their business within Swiss Gold Global in 2018?
I do. I do. But I just wish some of the newer people who joined lately, who joined within the last, probably 6 months or so, I just wish they also would get a little bit more into the understanding of gold or silver. This is my personal opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. So this is just my personal opinion. But it's really great to hold cryptocurrency space. I still believe and that you also really should listen a little bit to the gold, not straight away go in and sell the gold or silver, but also actually, have a little bit diversified. But I see a big potential. I mean, what I see, again, like you got to look into the fundamentals. You can't just look at the trading, what's happening, and all those traders and all those things with their robots trading and this and this and that. No, you got to look at the fundamentals in the cryptocurrency space. We see more people talking about. We see more people. Right now, the news, of course, you see the news just bad, cryptocurrency down, down, down. Of course, you never believe in the news. Anyways, as that one guy in the US who rules says fake news. But you got to really look at and that's why traveling is actually, and that's what gives me the ability that traveling, I see what's going on in the countries. That's why I love to stay longer in these countries to really get the feeling. So Panama is not my last stop. I'm going to go to different, as I said, I'm just going to go through Colombia. Why? Because you got to see, you got to feel, you got to see what is really in the day-to-day people going on. What is in their minds? What are they doing? What are they, and they are so eager to learn about cryptocurrency because it's for them a gateway. Remind you, most of the people have no access to banking. They have no. You have. I have. Many people in Panama, in Colombia, Nicaragua, in Bolivia, Argentina, Brazil, all these countries, all the continent of Africa have no access to banking. They have no access. They will never get a chance for banking. Never. They just don't. So they are now willing to learn about cryptocurrency. They heard about something from somebody, and they're eager to learn. And so this is going to come into the market. This will come into the market. And these people, funny enough, we see all those Western guys with their huge huge pockets load full of credit cards, which are all in debt. I mean, they have 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand. I mean, when I hear that sometimes here, the Americans, how much credit card debt they have. I don't have a credit card. Well, I have one. It's a prepaid, $500 I have on that debit I can use. But when I see that all those guys here, they don't have that. So they have cash. They do have money, which they have saved because they have saved. But they don't have, this debt. And so but they have no access to banking. And so they want to come into that market. They want to learn about this market. So this all will come into, and which of course will eventually get Bitcoin more out, will get cryptocurrency, the whole market, really more out there. And this is why Andreas Anthropoulos coming here, because this is also his goal. Our goal should be that, of course, cryptocurrency is getting more mainstream. When it's getting more mainstream, what's happening? The price is going to go up, of course. And so with Lightning Network, you have now lightning speed transactions, very much faster than they were before. Of course, it's still, they need to improve on that. But I see a huge turnaround in that, but also, don't forget that, in the gold or silver. I believe we are very close to what happened in 2007 with the gold market. Right.
Now we can obviously get a handle every day by going to our home office, home page, My Precious Metals, and then just keep an eye on the price of the gold there, price of the silver. You can make single transactions of $25 US. You can buy a little bit here and there. I've just got a little bit of gold and silver through my package. I bought a couple of single purchases as well. So that's, yeah, you're right. Always have that in the back of your mind. If that goes, Bitcoin will go. So just to finish, Claudia, what do you think we as members should be doing to spread the word, I guess, not only of our business, Swissquote Global, but Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? What should we be telling people, bearing in mind that if there's only 4% of the world has actually bought any Bitcoin, that the other 96% are still in the banking thought processing of growing up as a child and put your pennies into a tin, which is supplied by the local bank, or they give you a plastic piggy bank and you put your money in there. So you start thinking about the banking system from when you're a little kid all the way through to where people are now. Now this new way of sending money around the world digitally on the blockchain with a currency called Bitcoin, people are very unsure what it is and how it works compared to what they know. They don't know about cryptocurrency. So what should we be doing as members over the next few months to help people understand, in your opinion?
Well, that is what that's the point. It's education. So look, I'm giving you an example. So we had this meeting. We did a of course a Saturday meeting, which we always do. And it's very simple. You can just put in yourself. What could you do is you can put a meet up cryptocurrency, learning about cryptocurrency. You don't need to pitch Swissquote Global. No, learn about cryptocurrency, meet up, and you just start a meet up. With that, it's just so easy. You start a meetup, you're learning about cryptocurrency or learning about mining. That's what they do here. And I tell you, they just flock in, people come. And then you just basically, you just start about Bitcoin. You just, because people want education, they don't understand it. I was just at a dinner just before that. Now I just came over here from my neighbor from the dinner. There were two new ladies I met for my first time, and they asked me what I'm doing. And then they said, oh, I'm really interested. I really want to invest. And I said, well, this is great. And he said, but they told me the Bitcoin right now, that there is sort of the Bitcoin price is low. And it's funny to see, it's a miseducation. This is the time when they should get in. And so it was really great. So I sat down with them, I gave my time, and I made them, oh, wow, yeah, that's absolutely true. But they had heard, they don't really understand. And so it's for us really showing and telling and sitting down with them and helping them. That's the way. And you can't do that. You can't do that through online recruiting video. I'm of the opinion that you cannot. You see, this is something really sensitive. Somebody sending a transaction through the internet, they haven't really done it, they're scared, especially our generation. The youngsters, maybe, okay, they're 18 years old, maybe this is different. But the older generation, so you got to be with them for the first time, for the second time, for the third time. Sit down with them, and they will gain confidence. And this is how I built my network. And that's why I don't do a lot of videos. Videos are really great like you do it, but you are doing it also a different way. You're teaching, you're educating, you're keeping them up to date, you're keeping the positive vibes and education, but you also are there for your people when they have questions. And see, what I believe is not right is when people do the recruiting videos and they just recruit, but they don't educate. Bitcoin, you need to educate. Right?
Very, very true. Yes, indeed, Claudia, you're right. As always, educate, help as many people as you can, and that will just help you in the long run. Just help as many people as you can get what they want, and you can have everything you want, which is Zig Ziglar's favourite line of mine, and I know of yours as well. Claudia, it's always a pleasure to have you on. We've, believe it or not, gone for 50 minutes. It's 10 to midnight in Panama. Time for you to go out.
No, correct. Go out. That's the point. Correct.
All right. Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us. Now we'll try and catch up with you in the next couple of weeks at least. And everyone, please go into your back office and register for the hangouts that Bill and Claudia do. The next one is Tuesday night. What time is that Tuesday night? Is that European time Tuesday night, is it?
It's 10 o'clock German time.
Okay, 10 p.m. German time Tuesday to get an update. And the ICO launch that Bill is at in Dubai is Monday night, isn't it? Monday night?
Well, it's actually now it's 12 o'clock here, 7 o'clock. Actually, he is on it now. He's in the midst of it.
In the middle of it. Okay, fantastic. Great. Well, we'll try and catch up with Bill and yourself, maybe Bill next week and yourself next week or the week after, definitely. That'll be fantastic. Enjoy the rest of your week or this brand new week, Claudia.
Next week from Colombia.
Oh, from Colombia. All right. So same time zone though, isn't it?
I think maybe there's a 1 hour difference early. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to Medellin. In Medellin, they say there's the prettiest girls in the world.
Medellin. All right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Be safe when you're there. Have you got security? Do you need security in Colombia?
No. Why? I mean, I need more security in Germany. Come on. Things have changed.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. Always great to catch up with you. Thank you very much, Claudia. And always fantastic to have you on and imparting the fantastic information that you always give us. That's it, folks, for number 33, our live hangouts for Swiss Gold Global Australia. Number 33, we're going strong. And 2018, folks, it's going to be awesome. So just keep up the faith. Keep telling people, and as Claudia rightly said, educate people about Bitcoin and the blockchain, and everything will be all right. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.